Hello again, my DIY loving friends. I'm Sarah, and this is Medicated Housewife DIY, where crafting and mental health come together. Today, we're diving into some mind-blowing Dollar Tree fall decor DIYs that'll transform your home into a cozy autumn haven. Get ready to turn simple wood pieces into stunning home decor that screams high-end without breaking the bank. So what are we waiting for? Let's go DIY together. For this DIY, I'm using a total of 24 tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree, which I'm going to attach in groups of 2, one on top of the other, sandwich style. I am using Beacon 3-in-1 glue for this, which I will link for you in the description box below, but you can easily use the Dollar Tree super glue wood glue to do this too. I'll end up with 12 sets of the 2 blocks that are sandwiched, as you see right here. I'm going to take 10 of those sets of 2 and attach them together end to end, which is going to make 5 sets of 4 blocks. I leave the last 2 sets of 2 blocks as they are, just singular. Now, I apologize, I lost the footage of me taking 4 of my sets of 4 and the 2 singular sets of 2 and making 2 U shapes out of them, as you see right here, with 1 extra set of 4 on its own. I'm using some Minwax wood filler, which I will link for you below, and I'm just trying to fill in the cracks in between the glued blocks. This will strengthen the bond and to give them a little bit more of a solid wood look, and after that filler has had some time to dry, I'm going to take a sanding block and gently sand over the filler just to smooth it out. Then I take my 2 U shapes and my 4 block set, and I'm using a mixture of water and some folk art antique wax, which I will link for you below. I use that mixture to paint all 3 pieces all over on every side, and I use a dry paper towel to rub off the excess wax. The water dilutes the wax enough to leave a lot of that natural wood tone showing through. Then I place my 4 block set in between the 2 U shapes at the top open part of the U shapes, and I glue it in place with some Beacon glue, allowing it ample time to fully dry. And this is my modern open Jenga block riser, and I used a 5x7 piece of clear plexiglass as a top to this, but the 5x7 glass frames from Dollar Tree will also work for this as well. It doesn't get any easier or quicker than this project to get an upscale and minimalist modern look. For this DIY, I'm starting with this round wood plaque like the ones you can get at Dollar Tree, this wood ring also just like the ones you can get at Dollar Tree, and 2 of these 8-inch wood dowels, just like, you guessed it, the ones you get at Dollar Tree. I'm using some Starbond super glue gel at the bottom of one of my dowels, and I'm also going to use the spray accelerator, both of which I'll link for you below because I want that immediate hold for the pieces of this project. Once the dowel is firmly in place, I add a drop of super glue to the top of the dowel, and I'm going to attach the wood ring to the top of that dowel, also using that accelerator spray again to make it hold faster. Then I use the super glue on the bottom of the other dowel and place that across from the first dowel on my wood plaque. And once that accelerator has that dowel secure, I attach the top of the dowel to the opposite end of the wood ring, as you see me doing right here. Next, I have this large roll of wood veneer from Amazon, and I'll link it for you below. I cut the wood veneer into strips that were about 14 inches long, and I cut 8 of them. I'm using some very strong instant coffee as a stain, and I did my best not to say coffee like I wanted to, but you guys will make fun of my accent. So I'm painting the wood veneer with the instant coffee to give it a nice light brown, warm wood tone. And the wood veneer is actually wood, it's just paper thin, so it does stain like a wood does. I paint the wood plaque, the dowels, and the wood ring with that same instant coffee stain and allow it some time to dry. I take my first piece of veneer and using a dab of super glue on the bottom of the plaque, I attach the end of the veneer to the bottom of the plaque using the accelerator spray to set it immediately. Then I'm going to stand the plaque up and attach the opposite end of the veneer to the top of that wood ring, also with the super glue and with the accelerator. Spinning the plaque to the other side, I do the same thing with the second piece of veneer, attaching it first to the bottom of the plaque and then to the top of that wood ring. I attach a third and then a fourth piece of veneer the exact same way. Basically, I'm creating 4 rounded sections. Then I take the remaining 4 strips of veneer and I attach one in between each of the 4 that are already attached. So that's 8 strips that are evenly placed around the plaque, giving us a rounded pumpkin-like shape. Spoiler alert, we're making a pumpkin. I mean, it is fall, right? It's a pumpkin. I take this 3-inch wood circle, which I'll link for you below, and I've already coffee stained it to match. And I use the super glue to attach that over the wood ring and all of those attached ends of the wood veneer to cover them all up and to secure them and just basically neaten everything up. Next, I had a couple of fall greenery leaves from Dollar Tree and I peeled the plastic veins from the back of the leaves and hot glued them on top of the wood circle. I also had a wood slice and small tree branch piece that are also from Dollar Tree. I attached those together to make a little wooden pumpkin stem for the top of my pumpkin. And this is my wooden pumpkin lantern, which you could also use as a planter instead of a lantern. Either way, just a sweet little neutral or rustic way to bring in the fall season with some warm wood tones and natural elements. Looks amazing with greenery or even with flowers. Perfect for a table centerpiece. This DIY begins with this wood photo frame box from Dollar Tree Plus that I have deconstructed by removing the frame front and the frame backing, as well as prying that wood framed part off the front of the box and just leaving the hinged lid attached to the box part. I cut a jumbo craft stick down to fit in the open part of the box lid, and I am going to use that as a template to cut 20 of these jumbo craft sticks to that same length using just a regular scissors. I got these craft sticks at Home Depot, but I will drop a link for some that are just like it for you below. I'm using folk art antique wax to paint all the pieces for this project. I started by painting the inside of the box bottom, and that was followed by the inside box walls, and then the inside of the lid, and then the outside of the lid, and then the outside walls. I also decided to paint the bottom of the box too, just to give it an overall finished look. I painted all 20 of the craft stick pieces with that same antique wax. I'm painting both sides of all of the sticks and all of the edges on those craft sticks so that they all matched the box. Once dry, I'm placing my craft sticks to fit snugly into the hole in the box top. I use some Titebond wood glue to do this, but Dollar Tree super glue would work just as well. I place some glue on the 2 ends of the stick and slide it into place. And then I lift the lid to add more glue on the inside where the sticks connect to the lid for added strength. I am placing all the sticks at an angle because I was trying to have them look kind of like louver shutters or something like that. Hopefully that makes sense to you. I placed all 20 sticks the exact same way on that angle and glued into place on the edges. I wasn't thrilled with the way the edge between the craft sticks and the box opening looked, so I decided to frame it with some wood dowels I had from Dollar Tree. I used my miter shears, which I will link for you below, and I cut the ends of the dowels at a 45-degree angle so they would fit together perfectly and form a frame to frame in the craft sticks. I painted them with that same antique wax, and then I used some wood glue to attach the wood dowels into a frame shape that goes on top of the box surrounding the craft sticks. And this is my Louvered shutter wood box. Honestly, this didn't turn out as I pictured it. I don't hate it, I just might not love it. And as my husband so eloquently described it, he said, "That looks like an air conditioning grate." I'm not saying he's wrong, just saying it has a certain charm to me, and I love the wood on wood look. For this DIY, we'll be using a total of 40 of these brown tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree because, frankly, somebody has to do it. I start by making 4 groups of 3 blocks attached side by side, and then I'm going to do 2 groups of 2 blocks that are also attached side by side. Then I attach 2 of my 3 block sets together side by side to make a 6 block set, and attach 1 of those 3 block sets to each end of the now 6 block set, as you can see. Then I attach 1 of each of the 2 block sets on each side in the front. I put that finished piece aside and I grabbed 12 more blocks to make 6 sets of 2 blocks that are also attached side to side. Then I take 3 sets of 2 blocks and attach them all together side by side to make a set of 6 blocks. Then I take 2 sets of 2 blocks and attach them to make a 4 block set. Repeat that with 2 more 2 block sets, so I have 2 of the 4 block sets. I attach a 4 block set to the side of the 6 block set and then repeat that on the other side of the 6 block set, as you can see right here. I placed a 2 block set at the front of both sides in front of each of those 2 4 block sets. To give the larger of the 2 pieces more stability, I glued a single block to either side at the back and then added 2 more blocks on both sides. As you see right here, I'm making 2 little U shapes on the bottom back of both sides. Hopefully that makes sense to you. I had wanted just the edge of the larger piece to be painted gold, so I decided to prime it with some white chalk paint first, just along that edge. And I used this Deco Art Metallic Emperor's Gold over that white primer along the edge. And I decided I hated the look of the gold paint, so instead I grabbed this 1/8 of an inch metallic gold tape that I had in my stash, and I'll link it for you below. I used 2 pieces of tape over each of those painted gold edges to cover them up, and I liked the way that the tape looked a lot better. Then I just used an X-Acto knife to cut off any of that excess tape when I was done. Then I placed the larger piece on top of the smaller base piece, and I had a 5x7 clear piece of plexiglass. I'll link it for you below, but any Dollar Tree glass will work too. And this is my gold-rimmed Jenga block riser, and I think this little riser is very sophisticated. It's a unique look, and I like the gold with the brown blocks way more than I thought I would. The clear riser top makes the gold really pop, and all in all, I feel like this riser offers so much visual interest. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you love these Dollar Tree fall decor DIYs, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Medicated Housewife DIYs for more budget-friendly, high-end home decor hacks. Let me know in the comments which fall wood decor project was your favorite and why. You know I love hearing from all of you. Until next time, remember that together we're making the world a more beautiful place, one DIY at a time.